Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Controversies of the Day with Logan
and Jay.
Now, Logan, there's a guy. He's very polarizing in the world of politics. He's very polarizing in American culture. Maybe you've heard of him. Donald J. Trump. Have you heard of this guy? No, never? Okay.
Why don't you tell me about him, John?
Well, I'll tell you. We go back a long way. No, I never met the Donald. But, as we say, when did you first learn of somebody, the notoriety of celebrity or whatever? For me, it was the late 80s. Some WrestleManias were done at one of his Atlantic City big plaza buildings. I think it was WrestleMania. I think it was 1988 and 89, which were like WrestleMania 4 and 5. I want to say. Anyway, they were a big deal, and the Donald, a friend of Vince McMahon Jr., the now WWE, or he was. I don't know if they sold it out or what's still going on there, but I know there's some kind of deals going on there. But anyway, I learned of him there, and also I had a brother-in-law who was, or is, I don't know, he was a car salesman. And I remember my mother-in-law, would-be mother-in-law at the time, gave the soon-to-be brother-in-law The Art of the Deal, the best-selling book by Donald Trump. And so that's how I originally came to find out about the guy. And what's funny here, folks, is here we are today in 2023. There's Trump haters, there's Trump lovers. There's not a whole lot of people in the middle here, and I'm kind of like one of those people. I'm in some kind of weird minority where I'm actually indifferent about the guy. And I could say positive things, and I could say negative things about the guy. And in true fashion, I'm a Gemini. He's a Gemini. He's a Libra. This is why I have to hang around with Libras in my life to balance me out. I don't know if Trump's got Libras. He probably needs some in his life. But anyway, I want to air a few grievances. If anyone from the Trump campaign is listening, if the Donald himself, or Donald Jr., or Eric, or Barron, or Ivanka, or who's your husband, Kushner, or whatever, any of you guys find this video, get this to Daddykins, okay? And you need to listen to some of this kind of stuff here. So, to the Donald, I mean, look, he caught on in 2016 to a lot of things, and even the people that hate him, I want them to understand why he won and what was going on there. It was really something kind of special because you also saw it in Bernie Sanders. It was populism. It really was. And you had the Donald was more on the right and Bernie was more on the left. And Bernie was he had to get the Dane County Coliseum in Madison, Wisconsin. It holds like 10, 15,000 people. Like that many people in Madison want to go listen to Bernie, but they did. They wanted to show up to Bernie. One time he was in Seattle, and a bird came down, and then there's a bird. He's looking at the bird. He's talking to the bird. The bird's flying away. Everybody goes crazy. Oh God, it was great. Anyway, Bernie had the magic. I actually voted for Bernie that year. Oh my God. But it was just, it was populism, and there was also something else going on where a lot of Americans could see, as dumb as we Americans can be sometimes. We were seeing that. Okay, Republicans want to give us Jeb Bush. Democrats want to give us Hillary Clinton. Bush, Clinton, here we go, Bush, and America said, or at least part of the way, said, no. Very interesting thing. I mean, I was rooting for Rand Paul. He was going to be my guy. I was rooting for him. I think he was looking at his father had run in 2008, 2012. He probably thought he had all this kind of base built up. Maybe he can take his father's base and run with it. And unfortunately, it never really worked out. On the Democrat side, Bernie was the only one really giving Hillary any real run for her money. He did actually win some primaries. Some people say with the superdelegates that maybe they screwed him out of the nomination that year. I don't know. I got to look up to see if Tulsi Gabbard ever is directly asked that question, and if she ever directly gives an answer. Maybe Rogan or somebody else on some of the show. Does she think that was stolen at all by the superdelegates in 2016? From Bernie, because she was a Bernie supporter. I know back then she was a big part of his campaign. And anyway, it was an interesting year, interesting dynamic what was going on there. And it's funny for me, I never really liked Donald Trump. I never really did. He's this cocky, arrogant, braggart guy. He was kind of a media whore too. And I mean that like Jesse Jackson, the same thing. Oh, there's a camera. Oh, I want to show up. Oh, hey. I can't do the Donald, but Yeah, Prince, would you write a song for me? Prince wrote Donald Trump Black version, which you should use that on the campaign. Morris Day and the Time Recorder. Look it up sometime. Donald Trump Black version. And then, oh, John Hughes, can I be in your movie? Can I be in your movie? There he is, Home Alone in New York, whatever. He shows up and he helps Macaulay Culkin. And, Dennis Leary, can you make a joke about Sandra Bullock having sex with me? Sure, if 2 by C or 2 by C, and then there's a joke about Sandra Bullock's character, and Dennis Leary makes a joke about her performing something on the Donald. Okay, use your imagination. I didn't make any of that up. Okay, this guy put his brand and his name all over the place. I don't know, a little tacky in my opinion, but whatever. People like to do this kind of stuff. So I never cared for the guy. But there he was, 2016, and he's ripping on Jeb Bush during the debates. And I thought, oh my God. I was like, whoa, yeah. Like, I thought, whoa, this is getting interesting. And lo and behold, he wins the Republican nomination. And I thought, oh, okay, he's gonna lose to her. He's gonna lose to her. Oh, he's her friend. They've done stuff. He's given her money for her Senate races, and oh no, and then he wins. And I'm working third shift in a factory at the time, and the morning shift would come in. I go, well, who won? Oh, Trump. And somebody was mad about it. I'm like, no, he won? No way. I had to ask more people as they came in. I had to get in the car and actually hear it on the radio that Donald Trump won. I couldn't believe it. So then he goes into his presidency, and I wanted to have a great presidency. I don't know. I had a lot of disappointment, but to the listeners, to the viewers right now, and you as well, Logan. I'm a tough crowd on all the presidents. I'm a tough crowd, and I don't believe this cultish or brainwashed thing that some people get like, oh, that's my guy. I can't say anything bad about my guy, or I can only be against your guy. And we're human beings. Nobody's perfect. We can talk, compliments or insults, whatever, and we're all susceptible to that, aren't we? Mm-hmm. So, for me, the Donald, there was a lot of things that I thought could have been better. Okay, to me, he was not fiscally conservative, fiscally responsible, and I know it's not all him. Congress certainly deserves so much of the blame there, but he could have shamed them more. He could have tried harder with that. And that really bothered me. What also really bothered me is that he surrounded himself with a lot of people that I don't think they're very good for him or good for the country. I mean, look at Mike Pence. I mean, they said on the Rogan show that, okay, that was just to get the evangelical vote, which probably was the case. But I don't know, was Mike Pence the best choice? You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to that now. We're going to bring that up here in just a little bit, to who we should take going forward. But there were a lot of things that really annoyed me. And, he talked about the swamp. And he's obviously right about the swamp. I mean, the swamp is a real thing, folks. As we've talked about, Joe Biden, his kid Hunter, who's in the news for a few things here and there. This guy was actually appointed to the board of Amtrak by who? Yeah, that's right, Republican George W. Bush. Look it up. And did he know anything about trains and transportation? And then his brother, I don't know if it was Frank or James, the Biden brother, he got some kind of deal in Iraq to build some building. I don't even know if the building even exists. But he got paid with our hard-earned tax dollars. So there's a real swamp, folks. And it's not Democrat, Republican. It's all of them. It's Republican, Demo-Publican. But then the Donald, what does he do? He brings in Steve Mnuchin from Goldman Sachs to be the Treasury Secretary. I thought that was like a slap in the face. As if to say, oh, you people are too stupid. You don't really understand it. No, I see he's from Goldman. And had Hillary won, she probably would have taken someone from, guess where? Probably from Goldman. This is a woman who took 6-figure fees to do speaking engagements to Goldman Sachs. Who the hell can give a speech, I don't care, an hour, 2 hours, and get $100,000? What are you going to tell me? The secrets of the universe? What stocks to invest in? Cures for cancer? I mean, really, what can you say that's worth $100,000 an hour, $100,000 for 2 hours? Anyway, she got paid that money. Look it up. It's all a fact. Bernie gave her a lot of flack about that. And then here it is, Trump wins, and actually, if someone does a little homework, you find out Goldman Sachs had their tentacles in several different people, including Ted Cruz too. Anyway, Scaramucci, the whole Fauci thing you and I talked about. I don't know. Some say he couldn't have fired him because he's a civil servant. I don't know. He could have pushed him out of the way a little bit, brought in someone else. The whole Fauci thing, I thought that was a big mess. The last year of his presidency, I don't know. He brought in people from ExxonMobil and Energy. And William Ross was a Commerce Secretary. William Ross had worked with the Rothschilds years ago. In other words, he kind of brought in some more swamp, and the military thing really bothered me too. You can find Trump at least twice going in to explain to people that, oh yeah, the generals told me that they didn't have ammunition for their soldiers. What did you just say? What did you just say? I mean, dude, wow. A, I don't believe you. B, if it's true, well then the Pentagon needs a complete audit, doesn't it? And Rand Paul did mention that at the 2012 convention. Your Romney and Twerp Boy down the road here in Janesville, Paul Ryan went forward and lost. Big time losers. Anyway, billions of dollars, trillions that go missing at the Pentagon. I mean, really, that's something that really bothered me. Don't tell me your troops didn't have ammunition. Where's all the money going? There's this myth that Obama cut the defense. No, he didn't. No, he did not cut it. No, it was outrageous during his years as well. And then Trump did more military spending. And we could do a whole show on the Pentagon at some point. Because really, and now you got Biden, and what's he doing? And it's like at some point, folks, we all know we're gonna have to spend money on the military. We all know, right? I mean, no one's here as a peacenik. You're gonna turn your sword into a plowshare. No, none of that crap. We all know we have to spend a lot of money on the military, but do we have to spend this insane amount of money on the military? And where's it all going? And are we getting ready for this? World War III? Is it for space aliens? We're not going to go down those tracks today. We'll go down those roads some other show. But it was just insane. I just thought, no, if you were a real businessman, you would say, well, we need to get some people here auditing the Pentagon. We need to get an audit going here. Anyway, so that's my whole thing. Because who's the businessman? I think he did do some good things. He tried to renegotiate some trade deals. He tried to get a little tough with China. I mean, maybe it was just more of a slap on the wrist. But he tried. He was doing some things in the right direction. I thought he could have done more with the border. I don't know. Well, why don't you get in here a little bit? I'm talking too much. I mean, were you satisfied with the border, or you thought maybe he could have done a little?
I don't think. I think they're looking at it just because he's the president, he can just do whatever. He has a lot of people working against him. So no, I don't think he could have done any more. Just like the Fauci thing, I don't think he would ever have the ability to fire him. There's too much money behind Fauci. There's too much money behind these vaccines and his narrative for this stuff. So I think he had a lot pushing against him that people want to admit. I don't think he had an easy job whatsoever.
No.
I think he did good with China, putting China into place. Maybe he could have done more, but regardless, it still was a hell of a lot better than any other president prior to him done. Same thing with he made a peace deal in with the Saudis or something over in the Middle East. I can't recall
right, yeah.
He did good things. He spoke a lot of truth. I think that's where a lot of American people during his speeches, whenever he was speaking, he would sit there and kind of give. You might have not known what he might have been thinking or liked all the time, but you knew what he didn't like. He was very honest with the shit he didn't like, and that at least you got that from him, opposed to maybe some other presidents who, again, didn't want to touch things they didn't like where they're going to offend somebody. I mean, I don't know. I think he was probably the most down-to-earth president. I mean,
his plain speaking definitely attracted him to the average person, right?
Which is fine. Right. I mean, right. I think overall, being a businessman, coming into an office where he wasn't a career politician like the ones before him, I think he did a great job. Okay. I'm sure there's lots of problems he did or didn't do. I'm just not that. I don't pay attention all that much to every facet of everything. You hear what you hear in the news, but I think overall, I think he did a fairly good job. I mean, considering.
Okay. Well, all right. Now we're going to bring it up to speed where we're at today. Okay. So here we are today. We've got I don't know 8 people running for the Republican nomination outside of Donald Trump, at least 8. Okay, maybe it's closer to 10. I don't know who's dropped out. I know you said that Mayor Suarez from Miami probably dropped out. Mayor of Miami. I hope Larry Elder didn't. I hope they'll let him on stage. I'm not really sure where Larry Elder's.
He's not going to be on stage in September. It's going to be the same group of actually I think everyone but the Biden look like. What's Hutchison? No, not Hutchison.
Asa Hutchinson.
Yeah, the pale beast. He's gonna. I don't think he's in it anymore. Though, didn't he get like a bunch of
donors allegedly, folks? Allegedly, after the first debate, Asa Hutchinson of Arkansas got 4,000 new donors. I know those
just
bots,
in time to drop out.
Yeah, just in time to drop out. Like, what? It's like, that doesn't smell right. Something's not right here. Something's not right. So the point is, going forward, okay, Trump is way ahead in the polls. Okay, he's got all these legal mess, but all the legal mess, all the indictments aside, some of this stuff's probably gonna get thrown out. Let's hope. We'll see. Just have to waste the country's time. Anyway, we'll see though. They're going after him for sure. I mean, they really want to prevent him. And I heard Mark Levin recently talking about the whole 14th Amendment thing you were talking to me about, and he said that's nowhere in there. It's insane how they're interpreting that. So it's going to get interesting legally how it goes forward. But okay, we know he's way ahead in polls. So let's just jump ahead. Let's say if he gets the nomination, which if it was today, that's the way it would look, right? So who should Donald Trump take as a running mate? Because we know a lot of people disappointed in Pence. Probably Trump himself disappointed in Pence. Pence was there to get the evangelical vote, but he delivered there. But now everyone knows who the Donald is. Take him or leave him, warts and all. I think he can stand on his own. But who would his running mate be? Because that's a person who's going to be running in 4 years. Because I don't think Trump can run, having been the president once before. If he got a second term, I believe that's all he can serve. Who do you think? What do you think?
I don't think it'll be anybody that's running. I don't think
you don't
any
be
of the
one of the 8 we saw. Okay, interesting.
It'll be a no name.
Interesting.
I wouldn't say no name. It'll be somebody who's not in any kind of running, or.
Well, just the other day.
I don't think it's gonna be any of these 8 people. Who would I want at RFK? I'd like to see a split ticket. I think.
Ooh, awesome. Now you're talking. Now you're talking big time sports.
And you got 2 people that the swamp hates.
Yeah.
They hate both these guys.
I like it. I hope everybody's heard that out there. I like that. I think you're onto something there. Let me back it up a little bit though. So other names have been thrown out other than the 8 that are presently running technically. Kerry Lake of Arizona, who lost the governor's race out there again, allegedly very controversial race. And then this Kristi Noem, a very pretty gal in South Dakota. Did you see she came out and gave Donald Trump, publicly her endorsement? I mean, it's not a lot of electoral votes in either one of those states, especially in South Dakota. But she's very pretty and she's very funny, too. She does these very funny ads for, hey, come move to South Dakota. We have 20,000 or 25,000 jobs need to be filled. And then she's like trying to do an electrician thing. So in the meantime, I'm filling in, and then the lights go out. It's funny, pretty gal. Kristi Noem. So I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right, but governoress of South Dakota. So we'll see if her name. There are some other female governors, past and present, I think that he should probably look at. But I agree with you. RFK Jr., who knows if he would take it. Let's hope he would. That would be very, very cool. And along those same lines, there's some difference in politics, but Tulsi Gabbard would be one-time Democrat, a congresswoman from Hawaii. I mean, she would be interesting. Democrat Jim Webb, also very interesting. So, any other names come to mind, or any other scenarios you see?
No, I'm not.
So you don't think he's going to take DeSantis, even though there's a lot of friction we know between them?
I think DeSantis will drop out next.
Okay.
He'll be the first big name to drop out.
All right. I know you're not into identitarian politics. I am not either, because the core of who you are should all that really matter at the end of the day. But I think whether it's superficial, just on the surface or whatever, I do think we're at a time when you're not going to see the two straight white guys anymore. I don't know. I could be wrong. I just don't think we're going to see it anymore. And so you got Biden Harris now by hook or by crook. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see that ever go back to being two straight white guys. Something's going to always be different. I really think that. So I think Trump, we have a good chance of taking a lady running, especially if it is going to be another repeat of going against Biden and Harris. Which, if you're listening to this program, neither one of us think Joe's going to be there.
Well, no, they just had Kamala come out and talk about taking over for Joe.
She's ready. She's ready.
I want to know if that was by her own doing or somebody's actually trying to PR this up.
Listen, you got to see, and everybody out there. So I'm watching YouTube, folks. Okay, and YouTube's putting all these commercials out there now. Okay. So I think the group is called Future. The Future is Now, and all they're doing during this entire video commercial is showing Kamala, and I think it's like a pro-choice ad, basically. But it's just Kamala. It's not Joe and Kamala. There's no Joe at all in the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. I don't really remember when Trump, Pence were running, and they would just show a thing of Pence. You know what I mean? Go way back when it was, Obama and Biden. Right? Biden was the VP. I don't remember just seeing an ad just with Joe. So yeah, the future is now. It's more of a pro-choice commercial, but this must be some PAC, some political action committee for the Democrats, I assume. And it's all come out. So just saying, we shall see, folks. It will be entertaining, and then this guy, Logan, and me,
and Jay,
yes, we will be here for you every step of the way. I got a feeling 2024 is going to be very, very interesting. The next debate coming up September 27th. So we'll all be talking about that and many other things to come. Anything you want us to talk about, put some comments at the bottom there, please, and thank you. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Tell a friend if you think someone would enjoy this. Either they'd hate it, but hate it in a love to hate it kind of way, or if they would love it and they would want more of it. Let us know, and please keep watching. God bless everybody out there. Take care.